Hi guys, this is a redirect to my reaction to episodes 687, 688 and 689 of One Piece, another 3 great episodes. Wow, a lot of really man, I was quite nervous and really excited in these episodes. Nervous because some dangerous situations were going on. Firstly, Sabo versus Fujitora. Man, I absolutely love Sabo. He's definitely in my top 10 favorite characters. He's been so brave, courageous, just been absolutely brilliant. I really like his abilities. The dragon claw technique that he does is just amazing. The way he stood up against the Marines, and the Marines being absolutely useless against him. They were like trying to shoot him so many times when he clearly had the flare Logia fruit. So obviously it's just gonna go right through him. And it still was shooting. And then the Vice Admiral stepped up, Bastille. But then Sabo used the Dragon Claw technique on him, and then basically kind of destroyed his face by destroying his mask, and that's how he got. So basically the Dragon Claw technique can basically crush skulls, apparently. I don't know if he really did that, but we did see Bastille completely knocked out. I don't think he's dead, but hardly anyone dies, but like he was really injured, let's put it that way. So yeah, Sabo was just absolutely savage. And then he went up against Fujitora. Fujitora basically sent a meteor, even though it was outside the birdcage, but it just sliced up and then it went through, and that was a very dangerous move to make because it could have killed like civilians around him, and Fujitora did not intend to do that, but he did it anyway for some reason. He could have just like used his gravity technique to push down Sabo. He could have actually done that right at the beginning, but for some reason he didn't. He just allowed the Marines to get knocked out and allowed Bastille to get knocked out. So I was a little bit like, why would you not step in sooner? Like, do you not care about your own men? I mean, I know he's an Admiral, they're not really supposed to get involved until it's like a huge threat or something, but still, like, you shouldn't. I don't know. But anyway, so he did fight Sabo though. And Sabo seems to be doing a really good job so far. Like, I was actually nervous, still am nervous about how that fight is gonna go, because obviously admirals are extremely powerful. Luffy definitely cannot defeat an admiral, so I don't know how. I mean, Sabo, he seems to be very powerful as well. I think he's actually more powerful than Luffy, but I don't know. I can't say really, because he's got Haki and he's got the Devil Fruit power now. So he's at least, at the very least, on Luffy's level. But I do feel that Sabo has more training, probably, in Haki. So that just gives him just a little bit more of an upper hand. But I really don't know for sure. It's just that Luffy still... He is younger than Sabo. So I think that he's a little bit less experienced when it comes to Haki. I just feel like Sabo has done Haki for longer, probably. Considering that he is number 2 of the Revolutionary Army. Like, you don't get that sort of title for nothing. And also Dragon would be extremely powerful himself, so surely he would have taught Sabo. I mean, it is what it is, so yeah. So that fight is still going on. Seems to be like just going back and forth. Like, Sabo has not been defeated yet, so that's pretty good considering he's up against an admiral. Meanwhile, Luffy is still trying to get to Doflamingo. Unfortunately, Luffy fell for a trap, and my instinct was telling me that something was wrong when Kelly Fong was saying that there's a shortcut to get to the sunflower field, and therefore to Doflamingo. But it turns out that that shortcut was actually a dead end and it had water everywhere. So and not just that, but Doflamingo was actually coming in. So I made a little bit of a mistake. I thought that Kelly Fong actually knew that Doflamingo was going to be in there. But nonetheless, he is still two-faced to do that to him, because Luffy like trusted him. Like Usopp actually saved Kelly Fong, and that's how he repays Luffy. Like, fucking kidding me, you dirty scumbag. I hate these like two-faced type of characters that are just so ungrateful and just betray you. So that was a really tricky situation because Luffy was around water, so if he had contact with water, he wouldn't be able to fight Doflamingo. Also, Law had not, he still was not uncuffed at that time, so he was also powerless. Thankfully, Abdullah and that other guy, the ones that were on Musi with Luffy, they came in to save Luffy and them from getting killed by the apparently fake Doflamingo. So Doflamingo just basically sent a clone. He didn't send his true self. So that's the good news, the fact that he didn't send his true self. He just sent a string clone of him. Still, it was a really sticky situation because they were around water. So both Luffy and Law were extremely powerless. They could have got killed just like that by Doflamingo, until Abdullah and the other guy intervened. So they're okay, and Musi is okay. He just got injured. I hope he's alright. Anyway, yeah, so that's what happened. So Luffy just basically made his own shortcut by punching his way through to the second level. Because basically a dead end basically made him go down rather than up towards the sunflower field. Meanwhile, Rebecca, Robin, and Bartolomeo, they actually were flying. Literally, you were flying with the beetle squad that were making them fly to get to the sunflower field. So that seemed a lot of fun. It seemed dangerous because they could just get shot whilst they're flying and then they just fall. But then Bartolomeo just, oh man, this guy is just, I can't believe he did this. This is so gross. So hilarious, but so gross. So basically, because they were facing against like some people who were shooting them, Bartolome decided to get out his manhood and start peeing on them to prevent them from shooting them. Like, oh my god, such a crazy idea. Like, I can't believe this guy is so like shameless like that to do that. And he was pissing in the Colosseum fight as well. Like, oh my days. It works, but it's just so gross. Oh man, that's gonna scar me for life to just like see someone's manhood. Oh dear, someone like pissing. Ugh, gross. So yeah, that's what's going on. And then we saw some really fucked up detail at the very end with how, so basically Doflamingo was supposed to make Law his right hand man like 10 years prior to the current events. So Law had like all these explosives around him in the flashback. Kid Law, I mean, and he actually wanted to be Doflamingo's right hand man. But it obviously like Law changed a lot, and I feel like Corazon changed him to become a better person because Law wanted to be his right hand man and basically destroy towns, cities, and people for whatever reason. Like, why the hell was Kid Law like that to make him think that his life was so worthless that he'd become a suicide bomber? So fucked. That's just disturbing. Like, he's my favorite character, so I have no idea like why he'd become that kind of person as a kid. But obviously later on he has a completely different look on life. So that makes me think that Corazon changed him for the better. Definitely made him change sides. Because, like, obviously Law is not Doflamingo's right-hand man now. I don't know what happened, but it seems like a really fucked up story, and obviously I do want to see Lord's backstory, but I just feel like it's going to be like an extremely tragic one because obviously Karazhan died. We know that Karazhan got killed, so it's definitely going to be a really, really sad story. Um, my poor boy Law, man. Anyway, what you think of these episodes? Let me know and stay tuned for more.